Can't trust everyone.
No, you can't. So like,
Sugar baby.
you can't trust sugar baby.
Going back to that.
Welcome to Cents Sensibility, where we like to talk about money without the stress. My name is Chris. I'm here today with my co-host.
I'm Phil.
And our good friend.
I'm Nicole.
So today we're going to be talking, I think episode 5? 5, I think. 5? Wait. Yeah, 5. Oh,
yeah, we made it to 5.
Yeah, dude, the big fiver. So in regards to some debt horror stories as we've been doing on this segment, and so we're gonna just dive on in and get to know who we got here. Nicole, how'd you get into all this?
Yeah, so I just graduated college about a year ago, and I wanted to come and see what the company was about. So I came in and I shadowed one of my good friends, Cambria, and she was on one of the episodes here. And so I watched her for about a month. I liked helping people. And then I gave the job a shot, and I'm doing pretty okay myself. And I'm happy with where I'm at.
Hell yeah. I mean, At least they hired you, so.
Yeah,
They must have
exactly.
something good.
Something right.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's good. No, I mean, Camria's great. When we had her on here, obviously, I think like everybody for the most part that we've had on here has been like, hey, we just like to help people.
Yeah.
And I fuck with that. So, but yeah, so we gotta ask, obviously, debt horror stories. Since you're new, hopefully you haven't heard anything too crazy or dealt with anything too crazy, but what's the craziest like debt story or like situation you've dealt with since you started done with debt?
Yeah. So actually, this happened when I first started, like my first week. And I was just, calling people, and someone had called in. He was an older man, very sweet when I was talking to him.
Of course.
And they're always very sweet.
It's always the old guys.
And so he's just, we're just talking, kind of telling me a little bit about his situation. And then so I pulled his credit, and he had a bunch of cards that had pretty high debt loads on them. And so I went ahead and asked him, how'd you get to this position? I mean, as you should. And so he had met this young girl, he was trying to help this young girl out. And so he granted her access as an authorized user to some of his cards. And at first, I didn't really think too much of it. I was like, okay. And then I couldn't really there's no words that I could really explain, I immediately knew. But then I kind of...
been going wrong.
Yeah, exactly. He kind of started to explain the situation and told me eventually she ended up running off, and he used the term ghost too. Yeah. And she ghosted him. And yeah, so he's not too old, maybe in his 50s.
The credit cards were maxed out.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't think, I can't really recall, but I don't think that he was, checking his cards really that much. And then I think he finally started trying to use one of the cards, and then didn't let him, went to check the account. She had already left at this point.
They were all maxed
out in debt. So I think he was a sugar daddy.
Or maybe like sugar daddy in training.
Yeah, in training.
Yeah,
exactly. He didn't have... Yeah, I don't want to jump to any conclusions, but that's what I figured.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't say okay, so I get that. Okay, you want to do the right thing. I'm going to give the guy the benefit of the doubt and say, maybe he was just a good Samaritan. He was trying to do the good thing, blah, blah, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't think, unless it's like a spouse, even, I don't think I would even do it for family. I would not grant access to my cards to anyone besides my spouse, in the near future. When I'm married, okay, we're in it, till death, right? If the cards are going to be the thing that kills us both, or one or the other, I don't know. Hopefully this clip does not come back to bite me or anything in the future, but yeah, I don't think it's a good idea because, obviously there's always bad blood in family, in my opinion, and people get obviously a little reckless with money. Oh my God, it's an emergency. They do it once. They, just a little... Fuck
Yeah.
it.
I mean,
I'll just do
it
the
sounds like you haven't met a girl as hot as this.
Maybe that's it too. Maybe I haven't met.
Couldn't.
Yeah.
Maybe
With other women,
Yeah.
you never know.
he could have been checking out the girl or his potential sugar baby too much to be checking out the cards.
Exactly.
See, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Fricker is young too. He said this young girl I wanted to help, so
was he an Orange County guy?
No.
Oh, okay.
he wasn't. Not in California.
What state?
He was in Georgia randomly.
Georgia.
Not random. Nothing against Georgia.
No. I mean, but like Southern Bells, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
They have like what do they call those
I don't
like?
even know if this was like an in-person relationship. It could have just been all on.
Oh,
True.
Thailand.
And online, yeah.
Imagine you just
Good
give your
point.
cards to someone online.
Okay, that's too trusting though.
But hey,
There's a lot of suckers out there.
I mean, I wouldn't
Don't be
have
a
asked-
sucker. It's fighting with-
don't be a sucker. But yeah. Oh, that's crazy.
First week too. First week, so
Yeah.
I was like, wow, I'm in for a treat on this one.
Damn. Yeah. Poor guy.
Yeah.
First of all, hopefully it wasn't like the amount was anything too crazy. Do you remember?
I want to say it was in the 30s. But I think he had other cards on top of that, and it wasn't just those accounts. He had other ones as well.
Accounts, plural. He gave her more than.
He gave her about 2 or 3.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a rough one.
Where is it?
I would imagine that would happens a lot though, and I mean, you could just follow this girl around and like help the guys in her path that she can use direct. I'm sure she's found a new one to take advantage of.
Exactly. She has a system at this point.
Yeah, system of sugar daddies in training. Jesus,
exactly.
that's wild.
That's funny you ask. It's in California, though.
Well, because I don't know. I mean, like,
Fair.
I feel like,
Trying to protect yourself.
well, I mean, like 50% of the GDP. I mean, I wouldn't say 50% like comes from California, but we're like, I think like a good parts of Southern California are contributing to that 50%.
Yeah.
Like, there's like a literal map out there that says, hey, this is 50% of the GDP, and it's like 50% orange, and then all these little specks on the map that are orange, and Orange County is one of them.
Yeah.
Fucking nuts. But it's okay. So with that, so like, okay, so you got this guy who is obviously spending some money, doing the things, whatever, that he shouldn't be doing.
Okay.
Falling out of control.
Do not give access to your cards to people. Okay. Sorry.
Especially strangers.
Bad. Yeah, strangers. No matter how attractive they are. But okay, so like first week sounds like it was a pretty crazy week for you then.
Yeah.
Like, have you ever had or dealt with anybody else then in that case that have you just felt like, hey, this person's just way too far gone? You know, where it's like, oh, let me try to help you, but you know what? Maybe I can't help you because you're like $30,000 in debt and you just have a sugar baby problem.
Yeah, to a degree, because there's some people that they can't because they can't keep up with their minimums. They don't have income.
Yeah.
That like it's out of their control. They're really like there's nothing that they can do. Some people I've seen they just choose not to, and they'd rather
Like not to pay?
no, they're choosing not to like attack their debt head on. You know,
Okay, yeah.
instead they're just rather like I'll do it on my own, or you know what, I'm thinking bankruptcy is the best option for me, and I don't think a lot of people realize this happened to me actually 2 or 3 times.
What, bankruptcy?
Where people are like, well, no.
I was like, wait, wait, let me get off the show. Sorry.
Like, why do you work? No, saying that they think bankruptcy is the best option for them, and they'd rather. But I also try to remind them that they have to qualify for bankruptcy. It's not as easy as most people think. But I don't think that. Sorry, I think that people who really, really designate themselves to trying to get out of debt and, you know, try and save, I think they can. I think it's more of a mindset, not whether they can or not. I think it's how much they devote themselves to actually trying to get out of the debt.
Damn.
What would you say is like the most common issue you've noticed so far when you're talking to clients?
I think my main thing that I'm seeing is when people get personal loans to try and pay off their credit card debt, and they don't use that money specifically to just pay off that credit card debt, and they end up racking up more credit card debt when they just took out a personal loan to pay off
Drugs.
their original credit.
They're buying drugs.
Yeah,
Or
just
sugar babies.
either or, yeah. And
Really the only two options.
yeah,
I mean,
you're
logically.
paying off everything. On
Damn.
top of that, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, okay, I can't say I'm guilty of that. Not like sugar babies or drugs or whatever. Let's get that out of the way right now.
Thanks for clarifying.
Yeah.
Back in the olden days, come on now.
I mean, with that shirt, we could tell you've partied it up in the.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I was inspired by, when we had Luke on here, so I was like,
Everyone deserves a little too.
these birds have glasses and shades on. This one, the white bird with glasses.
Mohawk on one of those.
Yeah, I think it's the white bird, right? I don't know. Oh, yeah, right here,
Yeah.
this guy. He likes to party. I don't know how, but I know he likes to party. But, yeah, I remember, like, growing up, I don't know exactly, like, what the situation was, but I asked my brother, I was like, yo, I need you to front me, like, $200. And he looked at me like, you're nuts. Granted, back then, like, to me, $200 was a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, bro, I'll get you back. Don't worry. I need this, like, basically pay a bill. Long story short, I found myself not paying the bill and using that money for something else. And I don't remember exactly. It wasn't like obviously on drugs or sugar babies because I was too young for that kind of stuff. But
Lexi, cover your ears.
You don't want to hear this.
but yeah, so like, I just know like I feel like that's a pretty common thing because like honestly, in like all like honesty, life happens.
Yeah.
So I think with life happening, you're like, hey, I got this money. This other thing came up. You're like, crap. Or, oh, man, my car just, pardon my French, shit the bed or whatever. And, you're like, I could pay off maybe a portion of my cars and then pay off this thing with my car. Or, hey, family might need help. I have this. Whatever it may be.
Exactly.
So.
I mean, a lot of people that like I'm talking to, like the majority of them are saying it's just unexpected expenses that's putting them in this situation.
Unexpected expenses.
That just come out of nowhere. I mean, you don't know what the future holds, so.
No, yeah.
Exactly.
No, medical bill, yeah. Like, I know for me, like, I think I mentioned this last time or 2 times ago. I don't remember. Like, in regards to, like, medical debt, like, I wrecked my elbow snowboarding, had the sucker go right out. And it was a very unexpected thing. I ended up having it, like, written off through, like, some weird program or whatever with the hospital. But, yeah, they came after me. I couldn't pay it. I wasn't even planning to pay it.
Yeah.
And I was just like, there's no way I can ask anybody for 19 grand because, well, like, it's a lot of fucking money. It'd be cool if somebody could just say, like, hey, here's 19 grand, no biggie. But, yeah, no, definitely, life does happen. And it comes at you fast.
Yeah.
That happens to a lot of people too. I mean, it could happen in one day. You don't even expect it. You go out, do something, break something, and you're in the hospital. Can't afford it. You're out of work, and next thing you know, you're in $30,000 of debt.
But both my mom and my brother had cancer, and not trying to get too deep. Everyone's okay.
No. I mean, damn, that's great.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, they're okay now, but it definitely the medical bills are it's crazy. I mean, it's almost unaffordable at this point. And you're just trying to fight for your life. So people nowadays are doing anything they can to stay alive, and hospitals are going to charge them for that because life is like the most expensive valued thing.
yeah, that's why I try not to go out. I sit in the house. It's like I hear the sound.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
me too.
crap.
Like stay in and watch Netflix.
Yeah, honestly, just
but so I understand it's hard.
yeah. I mean, for me, I think that I think I said like a million times, and every time we spoke with one of you guys, the medical system's fucked. System's broken. Fuck the system. But yeah, no, I mean, like, I think it's criminal. Like, because I think Phil mentioned it at one point where, what was this, something about like an itemized bill or something like?
Oh yeah, where you can ask for an itemized
Yeah.
bill and it'll be a lot lower than what they quoted you originally.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean,
Or they're
most of the time, I feel like they know they're not going to get their money, and like you could not pay it, and they don't even come after you most of the time, or they write it off. And I used to do mortgage loans, and they wouldn't even take the medical debt into account because they knew you weren't going to pay it.
So
I don't know.
it's like free healthcare. It's crazy.
Like they overcharge people, and most people don't pay it, but they still end up doing it and keep racking it up. So I don't know. Something's got to change with that for sure.
Yeah.
piece of advice to ask for an itemized receipt too.
Ask for
Yeah. Always. I mean, I always do. It's really bad. I'm not like, I feel like maybe I'm at the age now or whatever, but like I was at Lowe's buying some like lumber to do like at home project or whatever. just building some shit. And I don't know why. I got to my car, I'm loading the wood, and I'm just like, I feel like I was charged too much. Granted, it was like, I got double charged, which sounds silly, but for me, I'm like, yo, it was only like $60 or $80. But to me, I'm like, yo, good thing. I usually don't give a fuck about the receipts.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, cool, thanks. I'm good with the receipt. I'm out. Those 2 seconds are like all that time I'm saving. It's great to me. First time in a while I've asked for a receipt. I said, sure. Took it. I got in the car. I was just like, damn. So yeah. You gotta get the itemized like bills and receipts, dude.
Some people feel uncomfortable doing it too, and they think that they're being annoying. But I mean, it's just
You gotta protect your
you're
money.
saving yourself. Yeah.
Yeah. Damn.
Take advantage of you unless you.
Yeah. Exactly. Regardless,
Yeah.
you can't trust everyone.
No, you can't. So like,
Sugar baby.
you can't trust sugar baby.
Going back to that.
So how do you do that the right way?
Well, I mean,
Episode.
yeah. We can make a whole nother segment about that. A whole nother thing about that. Just, sugar.
That's when you guys are off the clock.
No, it's Sense and Sensibility after dark.
Yeah.
Like, in my opinion. And we just go off the rails. Bad.
What's the max age to be a sugar daddy?
I don't think there is a max age.
Oh, okay.
But, yeah.
Can guys do
don't
it? You feel like shit out of it.
No.
I
So,
think you'd be a great candidate.
yeah. Give me another 20 years and you'll be prime, dude. You'll be like, it's like a fine wine, So I gotta ask.
Mm-hmm.
So you've obviously dealt with like some crazies in some other situations where like, people are struggling and such. Have you
Yeah.
ever had someone like just like call in either like freaking out or just feeling super overwhelmed or anything like that?
I mean, most people are because no one wants to be in debt. No one feels comfortable in debt. I mean, I try and tell them too that I'm here to help them.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's my job is to see, what would best suit them. And also 78% of people in America are living paycheck to paycheck. And, even if they're driving flashy cars, living in big houses, most people are in some, form of debt.
Yeah.
And I try to remind them that they're not alone, which usually, it calms them down. And it's just good to hear that, they're not a sore thumb sticking out and everyone else is just living their like perfect life. A lot of people are struggling too.
I feel like.
Why is she outing us, dude? Why is she outing me like that? I'm like flashy cars and other things like, damn. No, I'm kidding. I drive a basic ass Honda.
But it is pretty flashy.
That's
Really? What color is it?
It's a white Yeah, it's a white SUV. It's not that.
Mine's a white SUV too.
Yeah, white SUV gang. I don't know why that's a big thing in California. I realize that there's more white cars in California than like anywhere else. I've
Especially
been.
Teslas.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
For the white Teslas.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no. I mean,
Yeah,
no, it
exactly.
was a thing in Irvine recently. Like, they're like, oh yeah, there was like a robbery, and then they identified the vehicle as a white Tesla.
Oh my gosh, I saw
And
this.
and there's like over like 3,000 of them or something like that in
Yeah.
Irvine. So they're like, okay, this person literally just committed the perfect crime.
Yeah.
Which is crazy, but I'm like, okay, if they really wanted to, they probably could be like, hey, okay, we could probably hit up Tesla and be like, hey, from this time frame, we'd need like all the footage from Tesla.
Yeah, and they probably could.
It was a white Tesla. It was an Asian driver.
The demographic is this,
Are you talking about there was a car chase too?
or something. Yeah, it was something.
Car chase with a white Tesla, and there was like 10 on the freeway, and they're like, which one is?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
I heard
happens.
about that.
It happens.
Yeah.
Couldn't do it. Not me. I
A
mean,
white SUV?
Black.
Oh,
see, black and white. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. But okay, so like obviously you're dealing with a lot of like different circumstances and people and such and blah blah blah. So if you had to give anyone who was like listening, watching, so on and so forth, like step by step, or like what would be the first step you would tell someone to take in order to like resolve their problem or deal with their debt?
yeah. I think first of all, I would say try and create, a plan and actually try and stick to it.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, there are unexpected expenses like we were just talking about. But cut back, spending, getting your hair, nails done if you are doing that, and just putting on credit cards. Stop using those credit cards for unnecessary things. Yeah,
Yeah.
especially you. And really try and save money and look up ways for your situation specifically, how you think you can best get out of debt and stick to that plan, and work your butt off until, you really can. Because I truly think that if you commit yourself to working, to getting out of debt, you can, but it just takes time and effort. So commit yourself, I think, is my number one piece of advice.
And what if, hypothetically speaking,
Okay.
there are people, maybe, okay, I'm not saying like no one is capable of doing that, because I feel like,
It's easier said than done.
oh no, 100%. Like,
Yeah.
I've had to pay off like $2,000, which isn't like nothing in the grand scheme of things. So like, sugar daddies trying to spend like $30,000 or whatever, but like $2,000 took what felt, it felt like it took forever for me to pay it off. Forever being a couple months, and I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna do like big chunks or whatever. But I guess if somebody says, hey, I've tried this, I'm still like not getting out of the, let's say, rat race of paying off debt, or I'm still in the debt cycle or whatever, would you say that picking up the phone, ring, and giving you guys a call, or you a call?
Yeah, completely. I mean, if I was in any of these people's situation, I would call us immediately. I mean, my job here, like I said, is to help people. And if I didn't truly believe in this, I wouldn't be doing it.
Yeah.
But definitely, because I think a lot of times people don't really know the options at their fingertips too. I think a lot of times people just assume, if I'm in debt, I'm going to go bankrupt.
Yeah.
Because it's common for, like, it's just a misconception that, whatever, long story short, it's a misconception that they don't have many options. Like I said, if you do your research and you see us and you see Done with Debt, give us a call, because, I mean, everyone here wants to help someone. Everyone here that we work with is trying to alleviate that debt for people. So, yeah, I think giving us a call is the best thing, in my opinion, to do.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, well, damn. Yeah.
Yeah. I think you guys should give her a call if you're in trouble, or heard anything today, you've got too many girlfriends, you're underwater.
I'm used to it.
Call Nicole. She will not be your next girlfriend, but she may be able to help you out of debt.
Yeah, that's true.
I'll try my best.
Well, I mean, I appreciate you being on our show today and, spending some time with us. But like always, or maybe not always, maybe we get some new sponsors in the future, but the show is currently sponsored by Done with Debt. They have a team of certified professional debt consultants like Nicole here. So if you ever find yourself where, you don't have to have anything crazy, but if you do find yourself with some crazy debt of like 10, 15, 20 or more thousands of dollars of debt, feel free to call in 888-322-1054. Yeah. I don't know. And if you don't want to call in, you can go on their website, donewithdebt.com, fill out a form really quick. Takes like 30 seconds, if that, maybe a minute. And then from there, they'll give you a call, and, hopefully you'll be on your way. I think, to Nicole's point, just hearing out options and things like that I think is really important. So,
Yeah, totally.
Absolutely. Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys.
Yeah. And, maybe we do the Cents and Sensibilities After Dark and do sugar baby things, but
I think it'd be fun.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, get a little bar card right here, dude.
I think we're on to something here.
Well, we might be on something, but till next time, and as always, keep your cents and sensibilities in check.